Your neighbor tells you about the unstable man in the cul-de-sac who claims to have been abducted by aliens. And then there's the woman in town who claims to see Bigfoot all the time. Your boss, who you greatly admire, confides in you that he has started speaking with his wife daily when he gets home from work. She died 8 years ago. It's hard to believe this stuff, and you write these stories off as overactive imaginations. Are these people seeking attention, or are they a bit unstable? No matter what you think, if you're like me, you walk away wondering, what if that was true? The What If It's True podcast features stories by ordinary people like you and me. Something has happened to them, something so strange they are in agony unless they tell others. My name is Cameron Buckner, and the What If It's True podcast is available at whatifitstruepodcast.com and on all available podcast apps.
Welcome to Beast TV. What was that? You better get a fresh dip and buckle up.
We welcome everyone to the pre-show. It's really good to be back in the saddle again. Tonight, we are so excited to share with you this endeavor we have undertaking. As you can see, we have Paul and Pam from PJ, Arkansas, and Bradley Hatcher from Bigfoot Odyssey. We only got about 30 minutes before the premiere to give everyone the backstory and where we plan to go from here with this project. So, Bradley, you want to get us started?
I will. Well, it's been a while. It's been a long journey. As you know, I haven't done any. This is the first time I've been on the air since Carrie passed. And I have to thank, Pam and Paul and Mark for actually getting me through it. When Carrie died, I was sad, pissed, angry, really pissed, sad, all of the above, all the emotions at once. And I also have to thank Linda. Linda sent me a book on grieving, and I read it. And I just realized it pissed me off even worse. And forgive my cussing because we never did that on the Late Show. Is pissed a bad word? I don't think so. Maybe.
You're okay. Don't take it no further.
Okay. I will be good. But anyway, throughout all this process, Pam and Paul and Mark and Linda have been so dear to me. They have been true friends. And I tested their friendship to the max, plus 100%. And, when all of this happened, the one thing that Carrie and I were so excited about was talking about Pam and Paul's Bigfoot Odyssey. I said it. And the person that I really spoke with about this, and forgive me, this is Gage. We lost Bailey back in March. And Gage is a rescue we had for about a year, and he's 12 and he has lymphoma. So he likes to chat a little bit. So I'm trying to keep him quiet. But anyway, through the long and short of it, Mark and I were talking about how we could do this. I was always in contact with Pam and Paul, and it just all came together out of love and respect. And, with all of this, the bond that we formed was just so strong that it felt so natural to do this, to tell what Carrie wanted to tell. And it's really cool, and it gives me chills. And Linda's behind it, which is great. And as I said, this is an act of love. This was Carrie's passion right to the end. And we were just, as I said, we were so excited. We spoke about it on the Late Show an awful lot. And, we had Pam and Paul on in August of 2021. And this is just something that has just been it just keeps coming back. And Mark has made this happen. I mean, Mark has been brilliantly outstanding with this. But all of you guys have been brilliantly outstanding with me and helping me kind of come back to being myself again. And I love the hell out of you guys, and I can't thank you guys enough. And that's what makes us feel right. And I thank y'all.
You too, Bradley.
Well, y'all are awesome. And, as I said, I think everybody's going to be really surprised to see what Mark has done with this first part of Pam and Paul's Beast TV Bigfoot Odyssey. And so it's going to be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Neat stuff coming up. Neat ideas. Stuff that hadn't, well, you'll have to see.
Pam,
thank you.
do you and Paul got anything that you want to add?
Well, I want to say first that whenever y'all watched the film, I made a blooper in there because whenever I gave my sighting, I said it was in 2022, but it was in 2021. I don't know why I said 2022, but anyways, but my sighting was actually in 2021. But, I just wanted to say, how much me and Paul love both of you, and, glad that we can continue on with this, because I think it's important for people to kind of see what it's like for someone who has to live in the middle of these things. It's it's different than having a research area that you drive to. We live right smack dab in the middle of them. So, and that's why I think this is important, to spread awareness and to, because I know I'm not the only one that, or, me and Paul aren't the only people that, deal with this like we do. So.
Well, what's crucial for me is that I don't do anything stupid to agitate these creatures that you and Paul would have to deal with my bad decisions.
Yeah.
And kind of what the plan is from here on out. This part one is just kind of the backstory and letting everybody kind of know what's going on. And as we go into these parts, I am going to be camping in the woods by myself out there. And I just want to be a fly on the wall. I want them to come to me. I'm not going to use any type of IR instrumentation. I'm going to just be using recorders. I've got a nice thermal and plot watchers, and I just want to keep a low profile that they don't catch on that that's the reason why I'm in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to probably blow their minds when I pull that truck up into the woods and have a little campfire and be just sitting around and hopefully we'll be able to draw them in. And if we get lucky, we'll be able to capture them.
Yeah.
And hopefully when you do that, I'll be able to come up if I don't have any other dog stuff that's going on and be at the house with Pam and Paul. That if that happens, like you said, no IR, nothing that they can catch on to see if we can catch them.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the right call, if that's what you think, because I'm not a researcher. you are, and I know they trust in what you think that we should do at the time. So it's not going to be any hot dogging or anything like that, because we don't want to make them mad when we leave, and that's crucial.
Yeah. Well, and I know that whenever we've had company out here, we've had activity with company, so it could get interesting.
I think so too. And it's my main purpose in doing this is to help Paul and Pam, because just imagine if where you live, you were having these creatures coming in too close and catching them watching you. And so I think it's to me it's like therapy for Pam and Paul. It's reassurance, and I guarantee you there's somebody else out there that is going through what Paul and Pam are. And so hopefully we can all learn together from this.
Well, and that's the only way we're going to find out anything is to try to, I don't want to go out. I don't go out looking for them. Anything that I find, it's just stuff that I stumble upon, I don't do anything. I don't do the gifting. I don't do knocks. We don't do any of that stuff. And you don't have to here. Just go outside.
They seem to find you guys.
Well, it's for the past year, Pam has been sending me audio clips. She has been setting out a recorder and catching things. And as you see in the film, I try not to go into too much of a detail about the spectrogram, but everybody knows that's kind of my passion, because we can identify what it is that's vocalizing. And for the past year, she has been sending me things that matches no other known animal that science recognizes. And so I'm really excited about starting this. And so we're just gonna take it slow at first and see how they react to me coming in there by myself in the woods. And hopefully Bradley's gonna be able to make it up there. But what we have always found is the smaller the group of people that are out there, of humans, the more activity that you're going to have go on around you. And so I guess that's about where we're at right now on this, is just being careful and being cautious and seeing what we can catch. I just want them to look at me as a camper out there and a hiker, and not put two and two together that I'm out there trying to capture them. There's not going to be no wood knocks. I'm not going to be making no calls, anything like that would clue them in.
Yeah.
Very Enrique Suave.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Also, you will see in this that we do Pam and Paul tell of some of their experiences out there. And then so in part 2, along with me being in the woods, we're going to do some recreations, because I'm sure many of y'all know some of the things that's happened to especially Pam that I wouldn't want really happening to me, not knowing what's out there. And that was one thing that Carrie's main objective, is to spread awareness. So if you're a hunter or hiker, or you go out and kayak and you run into one of these things out there that you'll have an idea of what you should and what you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
It'll definitely change your life, your lifestyle. I mean, used to, I wouldn't give it any thought to go anywhere in these woods, But now, as soon as I hit the woods, that's the first thing on my mind,
Yeah.
It's different.
Well, I remember when it was deer season last fall, Pam, you were like, I don't want to go out there by myself. Paul's got to be close. You're extremely, extremely uncomfortable with it. And you just never know. I mean, they obviously took a shining to you and wanted to always watch what you're doing. And I'm sure they're watching what Paul's doing as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Mark said, we don't want to do anything to make him mad, to inflame the situation. And that was one thing that Carrie and I always said when this was going to happen. We don't want to make him mad.
Yeah.
And, that still is number one priority, is we don't want to leave and then have something happen.
Yeah.
And Mark is extremely conscious of that. And y'all know his laid backness. So he's going to be very laid back in the woods with a little grin.
And that was one thing that, when Carrie was here, that he reiterated, himself, that he wasn't going to do anything. He said, because y'all have to live here when we leave, and, there would be, he'd ask permission. He said, can we do this? Or, whatever, but, he was very, that was one thing he was very respectful about. And I know Mark will be the same way, and you too, Bradley. I know that.
Yes, ma'am. I don't want you mad at me.
Well, let's see. I hate that we had to do 2 different links on this, but I didn't want the pre-show to be tied into the film that 6 months down the road somebody is watching, the pre-show.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping my links are coming across. If we've got any moderators on there that can also post a link to the film, I've got to give a shout out to everyone that has helped me with this. I have had people help me. Man, it's a wonder I graduated, because I come about this close to failing English my senior year, and I've had help with that. I'm not going to start naming names because I'll forget somebody, but you know who you are that I've reached out to and asked for help. We plan on going on podcast and doing shows and kind of sharing and up to date with what's going on. Mm-hmm. There's not a week that goes by that Pam doesn't send me some audio of something going on around there, whether if it's banging or whatever, or vocalizations. But just let me say, I have been there, and they are basically up on this mountain by themselves, and there's not anybody tromping through there. Paul, have you ever ran across any hunters or hikers? Or
no.
It's very secluded.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a excellent place to be able to conduct experiments out here and to try to capture things that are going on. And like I said, hopefully this will help someone out there that has had to deal with this. Pam, tell us about the courage it took to even come forward to even talking to Carrie the first time.
Well, I mean, and I knew he would believe me, that, but it's still hard to tell a story about one of these things. It's hard to come forward, and plus, reliving when you tell the story. If you let yourself, you relive it. Retelling it, and I was hoping that as the years have gone by, that I could get over the emotion of my encounter. But I actually think it's gotten worse. But it's just going back, and when you have to retell it and you relive it, if you let yourself get too far into telling it, then you relive it. And I know whenever I told it on Bigfoot Odyssey for the first time, that was one thing that I did not want to do on live TV is completely break. And so I had to really, I don't know, tell it in a different way, I guess. And there's actually things, because when I told it on Bigfoot Odyssey, that was in August. My sighting was in June. And there has been things that has actually come to me since then, because I remember when Carrie asked me to describe it, I was describing it to him, but I didn't tell him I could see the muscles in the chest, but I remember seeing the muscles in the chest on this thing. And, it's just, I guess, reliving it, when you have to retell the story. And I'm hoping that gets better over time, but I don't know.
You're a strong woman for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are just so happy to be included in this, and the trust that goes on between us four. And I've gotten a lot of questions about where y'all are at, and we're just going to give vague locations. I'm not sending out GPS codes. I'm just not going to do it, because we do want to be respectful, and we don't want somebody knowing that there's boogers out there that are living around y'all and they want to sneak into the area. I mean, it's tempting.
Yeah.
It is tempting to go into private land. But we ask that nobody just, wears us out about where y'all at. Can I come? And
I'm Sergeant Schultz in it. I know nothing. They're there. And it's a blessing that we're part of this. And I feel especially blessed to be part of this, and with folks that I know that are just class act. It just doesn't get any better than the three of you guys with Linda.
Yeah.
As well. And Linda's a huge part of this.
Yeah.
A huge part of this.
Yeah.
And Linda's one of the first people that I reached out to, because I did want her blessing on this. And well, as y'all probably figured out, that we we're just easygoing people, and we're not pushy people.
Mhm.
And
At least for me, not anymore.
I know Paul and Pam's about to go on vacation, but we do, if you have a podcast and you want us to come on and talk about things that are going on, just in the comments on the film, just put it in the comments, and we will get back with y'all. And this is something that I I told them tonight is I don't ever ask for somebody to uh, share my channel or the podcast, or I guess I'm just, I don't want to look like I'm beating my own chest with it.
Mhm.
But I think this series of films that we plan on doing will help people out there. And so if you watch it and if you like it, we'd appreciate a like, a comment. If you know someone that might want to watch it, or on a book face page in a group, to share it. It would be very much appreciated.
And that's one of my main reasons why I want to do this, is because of if it helps somebody that's in our situation, because I know we're not the only ones in this situation, you know, and I know what it's been like for me, and and if it can help somebody else, then that's what I want.
And what makes it even extra special is that this is what Carrie wanted.
Mm-hmm.
This was the next passion project. The times we discussed this, Carrie and I, it's like, Brad, you're going to love it. This is exactly what we've been talking about. You're going to love it. It's not Florida. It's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just it's okay, Gage. It's just extra special with y'all being involved, and it's y'all have chilled me out, and I feel comfortable doing this again, and that's just a itty bitty blessing of this whole thing. But the friendships are the thing that makes this work.
Yeah.
Trust, the love, like I said earlier. I mean, it's the love that's been shown from the three of you guys has been amazing. And it makes me feel like a total knucklehead. At least I can own it with y'all. And I just forgot I was on the air, so forgive me.
Well, I guess we're going to go ahead and get off here, because this film's going to start up automatically, and that way, if you need to go to the restroom or get you a fresh drink or anything like that, then
Yep.
Or dip. That's what I was
going to say. Fresh drink of water.
Yes.
And
water.
But we want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching this, and we appreciate and love each of y'all and the support that y'all have given us over the years. So with that, we'll say night footers, and we'll see you on the other side of this.
Peace out.